Hi everyone, welcome to today's lesson. I'm Mr. Mwiko, and in today's lesson we're looking at trends in retailing. So trends in retailing is a grade 10 commerce topic, and we're going to continue from the previous lesson where we started looking at the trends in retailing. So the objectives still remain the same. We want to identify these trends that have taken place and be able to explain and try to understand why and how these trends have taken place. Okay? Alright, so in the previous lesson we talked about the changes to say, okay, there are two main changes. A lot of changes have taken place, but the ones that we mentioned were pre-packaging and branding. So I hope you still understand and you still have knowledge about that. So I'm going to continue further today and look at another change that has taken place in retailing, and this change is self-service. Okay, so what is self-service? Self-service is simply the process of or a service that is offered by retailers where the customer has to pick goods by themselves. So usually, obviously, the old way of doing things was that you would walk into a shop, then you just point at something, or you just ask the shop attendant to tell you, say, oh, I want this product, I want that product, and they pick them and they bring them to the table and you pay for them. So now, usually when you walk into shops nowadays, be it small or big, they are made in such a way that you go around the shop, you pick the goods that you want, either using a basket or a trolley, and then you bring them to the counter, which is a point of sale service. Then you're going to pay for those goods at the point of sale. So the process of you going around the shop picking what you want is what we're calling as self-service. Self meaning yourself, you are selling yourself, right? You're picking things for you, so you don't need anyone to help you to pick, because the prices are displayed on the goods, and obviously the goods are branded. So because there's a name on the goods that you want, you are easily able to identify, okay, there are these goods. All right, the next type of change that has taken place that I'll talk about is known as e-commerce. So e-commerce is simply, the E stands for electronic commerce. So this is the type of retailing that happens online or through the internet. So when you go on the internet, you're buying goods or you're selling goods, what you're transacting or what you're doing is simply known as e-commerce, which is electronic commerce. Okay, so electronic commerce is obviously a trend that everybody is well familiar with, because each and every one of us has an encounter with it. Either you're buying a car from Japan, either you're buying a laptop from UK, US, you're buying a phone, or simply you going in a sample group on Facebook and advertise the phone that you're selling or advertise the phone that you want to buy. What you're doing is known as e-commerce. You're buying and selling things online. Online meaning you're using the internet. Okay, so e-commerce comes with its own perks, and obviously its own downside as well. So with e-commerce, obviously there's a danger to say not everything is as it seems. Okay, so I would want you to think about that and come up with as many disadvantages as possible of e-commerce. But as well, e-commerce brings about a lot of freedom. That is another way to think about, transcribe that word into as many advantages as possible. Okay, the next type of change, that a second place that I'll talk about is shopping complexes. Shopping complexes, or better known as shopping malls. Okay, each and every town that you go to in today's world, or today's Zambia, is either striving to get a shopping mall, or they already have a shopping mall. Go to just here, Kabwe, which is stone throw away from where I am. Then they have a shopping mall. You go to Lusaka, there are more than 7 shopping malls. Go to Monday, you go to Arcades, Makeni, East Park, and all those are known as shopping complexes or shopping malls. So these shopping malls, what are they and how are they a trend? So shopping complexes are a bunch of shops that are built up in one specific location, usually outside town centers. And these shops are set up in such a way that they do not directly compete against each other in most cases, but they stimulate other shops or other businesses within the complex. I'll give an example. If you go to Kabwe Mall, okay? So when you go to Kabwe Mall, you find that there's shop right there, which is like the only supermarket there. So you can go and do your shopping, in shop, right? Pick up whatever you want to pick and all those things. But you also find, say, there will be hungry lion there. So, while let's say doing shopping, you can, take a seat, grab a bite. A big bite too. I hope you got the reference there. Okay, yeah. So you can take a seat, eat something, while you're thinking of what you're going to buy, or making a budget, or doing all those things. And there are also other shops that are just there for either clothing. They're there for amusement, like you have pubs. Other restaurants for other foods in case you don't like fried food, and they're so they're not really like competing with each other, but what they're trying to do is, while they're doing this, which is this type of shopping, you can also do this after you're done with that shopping. So they are sort of like working hand in hand with each other. They are not trying to steal business from each other, but they're trying to get customers into getting into all the shops that are on that shopping mall. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, but for today, obviously we need to end here and reflect on what we've talked about. So today's assignment, I've spoken on 3 trends that have taken place in retailing. I would want you to think about the advantages each and every one of those trends has brought to you, the consumer, to the retailer who is the owner of the shop. So in this case, when you go to this mall, East Park Mall, what advantages does that bring you as a customer? Could it be because of like a large parking space? So yeah, you're driving, you're easily able to park. So what disadvantages do they bring to you as a customer, and what disadvantages they bring to the owner of the shop? So think about those, and as we meet next time, we can pick it up from there. All right, I appreciate your watching. See you next time.